octagon of life. Together we will fight.
I even think we're going to have a UFC fight. We're going to have. Does anybody watch UFC, the great day in the world? We're going to have a UFC fight. We're going to have a UFC fight. Think of this on the grounds of the White House. We have a lot of land there. We're going to build a little. We're not. Dana's going to do it. Dana's great, one of a kind. We're going to have a UFC fight, championship fight, full fight, like 20, 25,000 people. And we're going to do that as part of 250 also. We're going to have some incredible events, some professional events, some amateur events. But the UFC fight's going to be a big deal.
In this octagon of life, together we will fight.
Sarukian says, fun fact of the day, Ilya Topuria never fought anybody in their prime. Some argue maybe he fought Max Holloway in his prime, coming off that win over Gaethje. So there's that. Armin is helping Hamza Chimaev train for DDP. I guess it's beneficial for Hamza because he brought him into camp, even though Armin's 25 pounds lighter. And for Armin, it's a really good experience training with a heavier guy with such good wrestling.
I mean, Hamza, he's a tough guy, and he doesn't care if you're lighter than him, more than 25 pounds. He just go hard with everybody, and it's good. It's good for me, you know. I get a lot of like experience, and I feel like if I can wrestle with him, I can wrestle with anybody, you know.
Robert Whitaker leaning towards DDP beating Hamza Chimaev. He thinks it really just comes down to whether Hamza can tap DDP on the ground. If he can't, he feels he loses the fight.
I think I'm leaning towards Drukas. The question, the whole thing can be summed up. Chimaev will take him down. Yeah. It's will he finish him before he gets back up? That's the $1 million question. Because if he doesn't finish him on the ground, I think he loses. But
DDP isn't the favorite on the betting lines on that one. Hamza Chimaev is a slight favorite in that. Paddy Pimblett thinks that Ilya is just a copy of Conor McGregor, but a lesser version in the sense that he feels McGregor would have beat him in his prime. He also thinks that he has a psychological advantage over Topuria because Topuria is emotional against him, but maybe the same thing could be said towards Paddy because this is the first time Paddy said he hates an opponent.
He's trying to be Conor McGregor, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's got the same tattoos, he's got the... He even said the other day, I'm going to put my balls on your forehead to me, which is sort of what McGregor said to Chad Mendes.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a carbon copy of McGregor. And I think if some people can't see through that, even though you see some people now saying he's better than McGregor, but he's not. In the prime at the same time, McGregor would have knocked him out with a straight left. But, you know, against everyone else he's fought, he's not emotional. Topuria, he goes in very stoic. Against me, he's emotional. You know what I mean? Even the other day, pushing me. I wasn't ever going to lay hands on him. I'm not that stupid. I know if I lay hands on him, I don't get that fight. So I just called him a little boy and got under his skin, as I always do, and he pushed me.
You know, I don't know when it's set for Madison Square Garden, but Michael Bisping believes that a fight between you and Warren. You said this already? What's the matter?
No, you called him Michael Biscuit.
Did I call him Biscuit? Did I call him Biscuit? Michael Biscuit? Michael Bisping. And I'm friends with Michael. I didn't even realize that. You know, that makes me think of when you talk about how the sweets are so much better in England. Yeah. I don't know why I just thought of that. I'm thinking of biscuits now.
Yeah. You're hungry.
I'm friends with Michael. I don't believe I just called him a fucking biscuit. I might have a trouble with Michael now.
Having just been to Chicago, I'm definitely like pumped up for it now for sure. Can't wait.
Mr. Inaba, what kind of problems does she pose for you?
None.
None? You don't see anything on the plate?
I feel like one thing I will say is these girls are going to be most dangerous now because they have nothing to lose. Like they're coming to take everything I have. You know, I won the tournament last year. Inaba, Samiko, she's 8-1, I think. She's no more. Like, she knows what she's doing. She was with Bellator before PFL, so she's been around. She's experienced, and I know that she's going to come and give everything she's got. But she's no problem for me.
Conor wants to fight in the White House next year on the 4th of July, the only place where disputes truly get settled, the White House. And he posted an image of him and Michael Chandler squaring off. Chandler will take the bait and be strung along and believe that he'll get this fight again. Renato Moicano jokingly says if it was a 5-round fight against Dariush, he would have won. He was already tired by round 2, which was a bit surprising. It was a 3-round fight. He was already tired by round 2, and the fight wasn't at elevation or anything like that.
But the speed advantage. But at the same time, bro, that I was smoking cigarettes the whole camp. I didn't, but it was looking like I did. But I was so fucking tired. I cannot believe myself. To compare me at Carlos' practice is so much disrespect. But now with me, to him. Because more than 5 rounds. But I have this in my mind. I think if that fight was 5 rounds, I would beat Dariush. I got tired to a point that I was not getting any tired. So
it wouldn't have got worse, essentially.
No, it would not get worse.
Paddy Pimblett says he sees himself finishing Ilia Topuria. They should just put that fight together. It is the biggest fight they could make for Topuria right now. And they should strike while the iron is hot. They did the face-off. They're both on a great streak, and people want to see it. They have huge followings, so it'd be an entertaining fight for sure.
I just think I'm his kryptonite, and people can laugh at me all they want when I say it, but I genuinely believe I'd finish him. I don't see him lasting 5 rounds of me. I genuinely believe I'd finish him. Keep having mad dreams that I finish him in like the first 10 seconds of Aldo, but that wouldn't be good enough for him. I'd want to beat him up for a consistent couple of rounds, hit him with over like 70 elbows, disfigure him a little bit, and then finish him.
I think a decent amount of people would pick Topuria to win that fight, possibly by knockout, but there is also the issue of size. Paddy is a huge person, and he was recently training with Sean Strickland, and Strickland noted that he looked like a middleweight. He sees him as a gigantic person, so maybe that will be a factor in that fight with Topuria.
Ideally, he'll go with 55 dude, but I don't know if you counted one. Good guy. Oh, he's a big man, bro. He's a big motherfucker. Tough guy. I've always been a fan of Paddy, dude, you know.
Love having the guy in the gym. Brings the energy, brings the enthusiasm.
I'd like to have 8 to 10 weeks, but I've done it in 6 weeks before.
I was so miserable at welterweight. Just like Sean Shelby called me, and I just, time to diet, time to run.
6 weeks or
In this octagon.